Hello. Okay, so today I am going to be breaking down the way that celebrity makeup artist Melanie Iglesias, whose work, sorry, I have a difficult time saying her name and I got through that pretty well. She does the beautiful looks on Jenna Ortega in particular. You can also see her work on celebrities like Julia Garner and Ana de Armas. This is part of a series, a celebrity makeup artist breakdown that I am doing. So I have already filmed the base and the brows. You can probably tell. We're gonna be focusing on the lips, and then there will also be an eyes video. So all of those videos will be linked somewhere so that you can check them out. However, I also do have a playlist for these videos. If you are new to my channel, I also did Nina Park, makeup artist Nina Park. So this is going to be an ongoing series on my channel. So we're gonna jump right into it. Lips. Let me zoom you in. So a general rule for Melanie's take on lips is that the lips tend to be a little bit more structured, okay? So this is going to we're going to take a hard turn from Nina Park's technique where the lips are incredibly soft, okay? Super softened, like well contoured, but it's blended very much into the skin. It looks very like, it looks very lived in. Melanie's overall technique is quite different. Like I said, much more structured. She likes to focus on like a nice, sharp, defined lip. It's not too overlined a lot of the time, especially on Jenna. She likes to focus on berry tones, muted tones, like browns and such, so that it's a little bit more, it's just a little bit more like in her style, which tends to be a little bit more of this like gothic, romantic, soft sort of style. There's a lot of different layering to it, but I would say like romantic gothic is kind of how I would describe it. That being said, obviously there's plenty of her work that is like super fresh, super dewy, super bright. She also, you can find examples of her doing more like soft blurred lips. She's a makeup artist, okay? She has a style, but she can do it all. So let's jump right into it. I am going to be using to begin with, the Hung Van Gogh lip liner. This is in the shade Keep It Effortless, which is a darker, sort of like more brown color. And I'm going to be following specifically this image of Jenna Ortega, which is kind of the look that I have been recreating through all of these videos. So now, obviously, if you want to kind of like emulate Jenna's particular style or her like lip look in this photo, then you know, if you have slightly more like rounded lips, then just kind of like enhance the Cupid's bow a little bit. Do little adjustments here and there to kind of like fake her look without making it look crazy on you. I would suggest like following your natural structure. So mine is actually like not too far off from hers. So I'm not going to overline. I'm just going to literally line my lips, which I don't do. I never do this. So you want to make sure that your lip liner is well sharpened. These are great because they come with a little sharpener. Oh, in the butt. And she really has these sharp Cupid's bow points. Really gives Rihanna, you know? Okay, now just because she follows the shape, the natural shape of the lip, doesn't mean that she doesn't contour it. Because just because she's not overlining like crazy doesn't mean she's not contouring the lip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of angle my lip liner like this. And I'm just going to blend it down a little bit into the lip. Now these are pretty long wear. So once I do that, I just want to go in and kind of blend that into the lip so that it's softened out. Whenever I do these looks, I really try to get my like lips to look like theirs. Her Cupid's bows, or her like point, comes up a bit further than mine, so technically I am going to overline a little bit. I'm going to take it up a little bit higher. But it's that sharp Cupid's bow that really enhances that gothic look. And then I'm just going to take a flat brush and just push that side down a little bit because it got a little too big. Oh my God, I almost knocked my water over. Okay, now that is a really, really great base. I love that lip liner. It's perfection. This is my new favorite lip liner, like in general, just in terms of formula. I love it so much. Now, I don't really know what I want to use for the lipstick, to be honest with you. She always has these really beautiful like berry tones, burgundy tones. Personally, I think like if you're trying to achieve this sort of a look, then you want to go a little bit more cool toned for you, okay? But maybe that means going a little bit more brown. Maybe that means going a little bit more mauve. Maybe it means going maroon over burgundy or vice versa, you know? So those little subtleties in the color are what's going to make it work for you. So consider your undertone and don't go too far away from it, unless that's the vibe you're going for. So I have a few different lipsticks. Does that make sense, this one? You know what I think I'm gonna do? Because when I was planning for this, I was like, I think I might like mostly use lip liner. So I'm actually gonna go in with, once again, Hung Van Gogh Fill It In, aptly named, which is a little bit, it is also like pretty cool toned, and it's got a little more color in it though, and I'm just gonna kind of fill in the lip, because I feel like this color is pretty spot on. The only thing is I don't want my lips to be too dry. So from that brown, I'm just, you can see, kind of blending with this lip liner down towards the center of the lips. So you can fill it in totally, but I like to keep these kinds of products away from the very center of the lips just because it can feel a little too matte. Okay, just gonna pat those together, make sure it's nice and blended. And these are super long wear, so they're gonna stay put, okay? Make sure you keep those edges nice and clean. And then for the center of the lip, I'm gonna go in with Lisa Eldridge. This is the Rouge Experience lipstick. Let me check the color. I can't remember. I think it's Romy. It's 184. I'm pretty sure it's Romy. So it's got this really beautiful, like cool toned color to it. These are super comfy. She made these to be like an everyday color that you can just like, it's super easy to reapply. The reason that I wanted to layer this on top of lip liner is so that we have this nice structured base that is matte, that's going to stay put, that's long wear. But this is very, very comfortable. Now, Jenna's lips look like a kind of a soft matte look to it. They look hydrated, they don't look too dried out. So if you have lipstick that's gonna work for like that finish, then that's perfect. That is this color. I just don't really, because these aren't colors that I wear much. So I'm just going to pop this, focusing in the center of the lip. And this has really nice moisture without being like, you know, a shiny lipstick. So it'll be a little bit more comfortable to wear. I'm just gonna, I don't want to cover up that lip liner, but I'm just gonna kind of like blend it into that lip liner. Right? I feel like we nailed it. That's freaking gorgeous. I'm obsessed with that. I was worried this would look so crazy now that I have red hair. But it looks pretty sick. I think that's good. The only thing I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a little bit of my concealer. I'm gonna grab my Kosas concealer in 0.5 neutral. Just put the teeniest amount on the back of my hand. And I'm going to use my Refer 23 brush, this tiny little guy. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that concealer, and I'm gonna use this to make sure that the certain areas are nice and sharp. So like down here, just wanna make sure that that is nice and clean. Okay. Because these are sculpted lips. They are not blurred. You have a nice crisp line, especially at the Cupid's bow. Use a little flat brush for this. I find it easier with this kind of little guy. And then this is a really good opportunity to kind of clean up if anything went outside the lines a little. And that concealer, like a slightly lighter concealer around that lip liner, is really, really gonna make it look crisp. But I am using my like concealer that pretty much matches my skin tone so that it's not so obvious. Because I don't want it to be like highlighted, you know what I mean? Isn't that beautiful? All right, guys, that's it. That's how to achieve Jenna Ortega's lip by makeup artist Melanie Iglesias. I really hope I'm saying that properly. Love these colors, love this combination. You obviously don't have to use these exact colors, but I really, really like it, you know. I would love to know if you give this a shot, especially if you are someone who is more attracted to like the blurred lip. I love the fact that we can kind of switch it up, you know what I mean? Do a blurry lip, do a soft lip, do a muted lip, do a super sharp lip, do a goth lip, like do it all. So yeah, that's basically it. If you are interested in the base and also the brow video and also the eyeshadow video, which I haven't filmed yet, but I'm about to, they will be linked around either up here throughout the video or down below in the description box. As always, everything is linked down below, and check out Melanie. I forgot to say that in the other videos, but all her info is linked below as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.